Hi, I'm Chef Joe with Healthy Kids Inc. and tonight we're going to be making some sweet potato fries with some nice tuna burgers. So the first thing we're going to do, we've cut up our sweet potatoes in the prep videos, and we've talked about how to do this before. It's good to let them soak if you can, if you've got a really hard sweet potato, but if not, it works perfectly fine. You just want to cut them into wedges, all relatively the same size so they cook at the same time. We're going to season them up, but first we want to put in a little bit of olive oil so our seasonings stick. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil in there. We've got paprika. Doesn't add a whole lot of heat, but it does add a little bit of color and flavor that the kids will like. Then we want to do some salt. And some fresh cracked black pepper. Now we've kind of preheated our baking sheet in the oven and let it get a little bit hot, and the reason that we're doing that is because that is the secret to getting these extra crispy. You know how sometimes you put these old sweet potato fries in the oven and they come out just a little bit soggy? Well, we're going to make sure they get extra crispy using that trick. So always preheat, partially preheat your pan. Pull it out, make sure you've got a little bit of oil on it or some non-stick cooking spray so that it doesn't stick. And then we're going to spread these out on the sheet and throw them into the oven. Alright, so now we're ready to make our tuna burgers. So what we've got here is some of our canned tuna that has been drained, and you really want to take the time to drain any excess liquid off of this. And that's going to make sure that our burgers get a nice crust on them once we start to crisp them up in the pan. So you really, if you really want to go the extra step, you can wrap this in a little bit of cheesecloth or some paper towels and really squeeze the moisture out, and that'll really ensure a crisp product at the end. So some of the other ingredients we've got here, we have some zucchini and squash, we have some shredded carrots, a little bit of chopped garlic and onion, we have some whole wheat breadcrumbs, and we're going to use a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper. And basically, we've got our mixing bowl. We're going to go ahead and add in our tuna. We're going to add in our garlic. Add in just a little bit of our onion. Add in some of our carrot. Our squash. The colors in this are fantastic. You also want a little bit of your zucchini. Then, to dry this up, we're going to add in some of our breadcrumbs. See where that gets us. Then we're going to season this really well. So we want to use salt. Use fresh cracked black pepper. And of course, you could add any other variety of seasonings to this. Just like with any other recipe, feel free to tweak things to your taste. Now we're going to give this a nice mix. Notice anytime I mix, we're making sure we've got clean hands and we're keeping one hand clean. This goes for breading or anything that you're doing with your hands. Always try and keep one hand clean so that you can turn on the faucet or check that pan that's on the stove. There's a lot of reasons to keep a hand free. Alright, got that. I'm going to add in the rest of our breadcrumbs now. Alright, once your mixture starts to come together a little bit, you'll see that you've got all of your ingredients incorporated well. It's a nice colorful mixture. You can check your seasoning at this point if you'd like, and then you can begin to patty them out, and we're going to crisp them up in just a little bit of low-fat oil in the pan. Alright, now we've patted these out and we're ready to put them into the pan. I'm going to be careful when laying them into the pan. They are going to pop a little bit if there's any moisture left in them. Be careful, lay them away from you. Don't ever splash them down towards yourself so you'll pop hot oil or liquid onto yourself. Okay, so let these crisp up. Alright, so now we've got them nice and golden brown on both sides. You want to be careful because if they are a little bit moist, they might have a tendency to break, but that doesn't mean they'll be any less delicious. I've got one that wants to break on me. The other two crisp up nice. You can even tap them with the top of your spatula to tell that they've got a nice crust on them. So you want to take these off of the heat. And then you want to set these aside on a paper towel for a few moments to dry before you put them on your little sliding buns.